So we're down at Ashbury Fisheries today, myself and Cole Adams. We're going to have a bit of a catch up. Cole's just got his last rod out. There's the cockerel.
How are we doing, Lee?
All good, mate? You all right?
Yeah, all good, yeah. All good.
So what sort of year have you had?
Terrible, really, to be honest.
Likewise.
Yeah.
You're not alone.
Yeah, well, back in May, June, changed my jobs. So
Right on prime time.
Right on prime time, yeah. But getting back into that new job just took up all my time. I was getting out, but it was going to be quick overnighters, really. That's all I was getting in.
Yeah.
And the lake that I dropped onto is notorious for being very difficult. So it was hard. It was a very popular club lake. So
yeah. So
you
need a bit of time.
You need a bit of time on there, but I did all right. I managed a few. I managed to fish just shy of £30. A few river commons. It's right next to the river.
Right.
So
yeah.
it floods
so that's
in.
pretty cool.
But yeah, I did all right. Apparently 5 fish for the year on there is pretty good. So
yeah. So
I did all right. So I
you've
did literally 3 months on there.
Right. So not a lot at all.
Not a lot at all, but I did all right. Yeah.
Back there this year. Is that your plan going forward? Go back?
Plan this year is to get out on the bank a lot more.
Yeah.
I normally week in, week out. I used to fish in the week, but now with the job change, I'm back to pretty much what everybody else does.
Run of the mill weekend
Friday
angling.
weekend angler now. So
which does make it harder, doesn't it?
It does make it a lot harder.
A lot harder.
But I'm going to try and stay away from the busy day tickets.
Yeah.
Concentrate on the syndicate war that I've just joined. It's a few nice £50 in there that I need to go out. I've got a
perfect
unsettled score with one of them from a few
good.
years ago. Yeah, so
that'd be decent,
yeah,
mate.
Nice. Yeah. So what about you?
Pretty much the same, really. 1st of January, I got made redundant.
And the best.
No, I was really excited going into the year.
Yeah.
Stepped up a bit with RidgeMonkey, had a broad trips all booked for the first time. I've not done any of that sort of fishing, so I was all excited. And then the 1st of January, you're out of a job in a month, and you're like, oh no, what are we going to do now? But it all went right well in the end, but it took a few months to get sorted.
Yeah.
And it does affect your fishing, doesn't it?
Oh,
like you said, I was fishing
massively.
a tricky winter water then, and your head's just not in it. I did do a few nights, but you're more worried about your future. And
you're not
when you're fishing them
on
sort of
what you're
lakes,
doing.
you need to be focused on the fishing. I was going just for a break away, to be honest, at times. You know, I ended up working solid for a month as one shop changed and a new one come. I've done every day. It's easy.
Yeah, them low stocks, you've got to be on it.
It's a different type of fishing.
Yeah,
isn't
it is. Like,
really?
you know, it's a completely different ball game.
It's a different mindset, isn't it? You've got to go there building a picture. Every week you're trying to build a step closer to that goal, that target, aren't you?
Yeah, you are. Yeah,
and it didn't work this year.
It happens. I mean, we're human, aren't we? We're the same as a lot of other people.
Done all right with the trips when we went abroad. Like Bosnia was unbelievable. What an experience!
I saw that.
We all caught mental, unreal. And then me and Loz went in July to another French lake, and that was again superb experience. Caught a load of nice fish.
Good, a bit of European fishing, eh?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Really good first taste. But it makes you realise just how big the world is and how many opportunities for fishing there is.
That's it. I mean, I went to Holland in November. I planned a trip just on my own. I just thought, you know what, I just want to get away.
Yeah, I don't.
So, look, the thing is though, because of work and everything else, the way it fell like the week before I was going out, it was 12, 15 degrees, like proper nice weather. Perfect. I get there. As soon as I get there, it's -4, and it stayed -3, -4 for the whole week I was there.
Sums your year up there.
Yeah, it does, literally. And I went on, well, basically, I drove 9 hours on a rumour that there was a big fish in a certain lake.
Right.
On a Vispas.
Yeah.
So I was like, do you know what? The guy that I spoke to, I've been friends with him for a long time, so I thought I'd trust him.
Yeah.
And there is big fish in there, but it was 30 foot deep, freezing cold. And it was odd, do you know what I mean? So I spent 3 nights on that one. I thought, right, I'll give myself a good 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
And have a go. If I see anything, then great, I'll stay. If not, I never had a single liner or nothing. Never saw a fish. I was out in the boat, looking around, nothing at all. Jumped onto another lake, which is on the same Vispas. A guy before me, he's just gone, he had 2 40s.
Right.
So I was like, this is
on for bites, there's a chance.
And it was like sunny when I turned up.
Yeah.
I get there, the next 4 days was freezing fog. And I couldn't see most of the lake, but that was it.
And I think that's the thing, when you plan to go abroad, the weather, you can't control that, can you?
It's
out your...
It's completely out of your control,
And that first cold snap, no matter where you're fishing, is always a killer, isn't it?
Carp in
it don't matter where they are in the world, it just wipes them out.
But that trip wasn't a complete disaster. I got speaking to a few locals, and they put me on a few good lakes.
Yeah. So
so I've got some good info. I packed up a day early and spent a few days just dotting around at these lakes. Pinning
there's a lot of lakes out there that you don't hear about, aren't there?
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for keeping them quiet either.
No, I don't either.
Nowadays,
the guy
we were locals,
added me to a group, and he says, look, don't tell no one, keep this to yourself. But I think he was saying the average size was between 20 and 25 kilos. So.
Back there this year? Plans?
Hopefully, yeah.
My winter, when you're involved in the industry, you do at some point feel like there's a bit of pressure to catch some fish.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, that's just how it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I thought I'm going to go somewhere a bit easier this winter and actually catch some.
Yeah.
And I went somewhere else, and I did catch one, and lost one, and was like, but it didn't light my fire.
Yeah.
That drive was still there to fish the lake that I'd done all winter before and didn't get a bite.
If you read somewhere else, another lake, you just
I
go
knew
back
like
to,
one out of there.
Yeah.
Would make my winter.
Yeah.
So in the end, I dropped my ticket, to be honest, and then a friend of mine dropped his, and I ended up buying his ticket off him because I was like, I'm not going to go on there. I need to go on there. You know, when you think I've made a big mistake here. So I went back on there, and I got lucky and built up. Same thing. Your head's in a better place. I'm now settled in my work. Everything's good. Pieced a few things together, and caught a mega 44 common, like a proper
nice one. Yeah,
made the winter.
Yeah, well, that's it, innit? Yeah,
proper made the winter.
I've just dropped on this syndicate. I got it in the ticket like November, December. So I've done a few.
Not the best time to start. Same with this. This starts mid-November, which is like everything's just tailing off.
But I've done all right. I mean, I've had 4 fish, nothing big at the minute. I think they're like 18, 19 pounds, a few of the new stockies. But I was catching, do you know what I mean? So I was
Winter's been so up and down this year, though. The weather's crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
I haven't been over there. On that lake I fish, you get a limited amount of nights. So you have to sort of try and pick and choose the higher, the warmer temperatures. And since just before Christmas, I've not been like saving. I'm not going to go through January and then February when it starts warming up.
Yeah, get in there.
Get in there and have another few nights and try and nick another one. But my catcher come after fishing a real mild spell, massive southwesterly, and I'd seen a couple of shows, so I moved on them.
Yeah.
And the week before, I'd seen a show in a real odd area, in a corner of the lake where no one ever fishes.
Yeah.
And I moved where I'd seen these other ones down normal end where they show. Done the night and it was freezing. It was the first massive frost of the year. And I thought, when you think I am off my head, it's like savage cold, all my milk froze and everything. But I see 2 shows again in this corner. And I was like, no one ever even looks in that corner, It's a proper weird area. So I wrapped up, went round there, had a little lead around, put a little bit of bait out. And I come back 4 days later, went in that corner, and within a few hours caught one. And then since then, there's not been another show. It's killed it. One bite, but that's that sort of fishing. No stock. There was a group in there.
Yeah.
They was obviously left alone, back of the winds, being, and it worked.
The thing is, if you can find them in the winter, you're going to catch them. That's the main thing. That's it.
It's a really frustrating lake because every trip you see one.
Yeah.
And when you think, I should be catching these, why ain't I catching them?
They're moving, so why not catching them?
It probably does 6 bites for the whole winter,
really?
like from November to March. That's sort of an average year, I'd say. So it is tricky, but there's a 60-pounder in there that just keeps you going, You just never know, do you?
I know, that's it, innit? I mean, I've got my eyes on I've got a couple of commons I need to catch. One's 53, the other one hasn't been caught for 5 years now. I still see it. Take me drone up and I can see it over the land. I'm thinking, I know where you are, but
it's amazing how they do that. Like certain fish go missing and just
but they know they're in there.
Yeah,
see them.
But it's just working out how they. Do you reckon they eat bait? Do you reckon they're not bait eaters or?
The lake that I fish is very full of naturals, massively full of naturals.
So they're just harvesting them a lot of the time.
From like years and years ago, there was never any anglers fishing it.
No,
they've just naturally got that big. You know what I mean?
Collinbrook years ago when I fished on there was a common. And everyone rumoured about this common, and everyone was like, yeah. But every year when they spawned, someone would see it, and it was like, Jesus. And when you see it, you're like, oh my God, that is a big carp.
Yeah.
But it never done a bite, ever.
Mad, isn't it?
Never got caught. No one ever caught it, but loads of real top anglers had seen it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it never ever done a bite.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Which is mad, isn't it? To think that there's, I think that's one of the beauties of fishing. You never really know, do you?
No,
there's always that mystery which sort of...
Yeah.
And especially on big wilder lakes.
That's what I prefer.
Yeah, I do.
Big wild lakes.
Yeah.
You never know what your next bite's going to be.
And it don't even have to be a big fish, does it, on them sort of lakes?
Nah.
Like, some of the ones I've caught like proper and mega nice.
I mean, I caught one years ago, a place called the Perch Pond. It was in a farmer's field. I heard rumours that there was a long... 22 pound jet black mirror, big scale,
like,
beautiful fish.
Yeah.
And just one day I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna have a look.
Yeah.
Went in, 6 foot rod, bit of bread. That was it.
Found it straight away.
Caught it. Yeah.
Simple.
Just like that.
That's carp fishing though, ain't it?
That was the only fish. My mate, I showed my mate, sent it to him, and he's gone, I've been trying to catch that for over a year.
And that's how it is. If everything goes to, I know someone who caught the big and down Wingham where I've been this year.
Yeah.
Literally turned up within 30 minutes, bang, 59 pounder. Like, it's only even been caught 5 times in its life. But it was there in the edge. You'd load a bait in, put the rod on the rest, wallop, off.
That's it.
You just need that opportunity, don't you, sometimes?
that bit
of luck.
Well, hopefully this year it's going to be a bit better luck for both of us.
I reckon it will be, mate. Yeah.
I'm on it this year. I've got my head back in the game.
When you've done this a long time, you do have years where things
Oh, yeah.
go together and everything goes right, and then some years it
Just
don't.
happens.
And it sounds like this year both of us have
Both of us
had
have had a
years.
disaster. But I know, like this year, I'm on it this year. I've got a few plans. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to get a
last
couple
year I
of
didn't
tickets.
really. I was just flitting around here and there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the fishing.
Yeah. Work always takes a priority, doesn't it? You've
Yeah,
got to
it
have your home life first,
Yeah.
and then carp fishing
Yeah,
life after
yeah.
that, I think.
That was one of the other reasons changing my job slightly. It gave me more time to fish. Because the other one I was working too much. But this one now,
You can do. You
I can do it. I can get a nice balance.
Yeah,
nice
which
balance
is
with it. Yeah, which is going to be
best way to live life, I
It is,
reckon.
mate. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, well,
Yeah.
hopefully then.
Let's get the kettle on.
Yes,
See if
I'm
we can
dying
catch
for a
one in
brew.
January.
I know.
Winging it.
Winging it, yeah. But
But I did feel one when
Yeah, you
like I
did,
said
yeah.
earlier, cast
Yeah.
out on the drop. I actually
Yeah.
felt a fish, so there's
Yeah.
definitely a few about. I reckon
yeah,
I've got a
I found there's
chance.
two nice clear spots out
Yeah.
there, so I'm happy where they are.
Let's see what happens.
That's it. Right.
All good.
Let's get
Let's
to
go.
it. Right.
Cole's had a bad year and he's really lost the plot now. He's actually chasing this. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
He can shift, can't he? Right.